They said I'm too much. Yeah. Too loud, too bold, too strong. I said, baby, that's called living. They call me too intense, but I call it too alive. I don't tiptoe around the edges, now I'm here to thrive. Got that fire in my eyes, got that truth in my chest. I don't shrink for nobody, I just flex my best. Slide left, roll right, let the baseline talk. Every step that I take, got that passion walk. If my light blinds you, you can shade your eyes, but you can't stop a sunrise when it's on the rise.
So, hello everybody, my name is William Rochelle, but you can call me Bill, and welcome to UBU Live. Now, I want to start off by saying I do love my songs, but I don't like the way that cut off, so I'm going to fade it out better. But we are a live show, and when we go live, I generally go live randomly, like, okay, something just touched my heart, and I want to say it. So, I also recognize that my beginning was too long before, so I wanted to kind of crunch it down a little bit so that it would not bore you guys and we would get to the content. With that said, live television, I don't wait for anything to be perfect. I push it out and I fix it as I go. So, why am I here? What's my why? I'm here because if you're in the job search right now, you've probably been told the same 5 things on repeat. Stay positive. Network more. Update your resume, drink water, and manifest. You know, all of these things are great. All of them are great. But first of all, I'm sorry, no one's gotten their dream job by being hydrated. And most of these things that people tell you to do, it sounds innocent and it comes from a place of love, right? But they don't really take into account how you do them. So, you know, breathe. Okay, that's so simple. But I, Bill, was not breathing like I was in a Zen garden. I was breathing like I was in a horror movie. I mean, I was holding my breath as if Jason was going to pop behind a bush and tackle me. And have you guys ever caught yourself not breathing? It's not a good thing, right? And you're holding your breath in between. So it's not a relieving breath. It is a breath that tells your body to be aware, almost like you're creating its own fight or flight type of episode. And your brain works better when it's not being starved of oxygen. We just all know that. So a good healthy breath, and I'm not going to do it on the show, but a good healthy breath is in through the nose, out through the mouth. And the reason why I say I'm not going to do it on the show is because I did a show the other day where I was trying to be spiritual and I looked like a lunatic. So, because when I was doing in through the nose, out through the mouth, it looked quite different on set than it did when I was doing it. It looked like I was anyway. Never going to do that again. So, the other part is something that I can gravitate more towards, which is moving your body like nobody's watching. And the reason why I can gravitate to that more is music takes you back to a place. And if you go back to a happy place, a happy time, whether it was when you were like partying like a rock star or, you know, whatever, you know, you put on your music you dance through the house. You don't care who's there. Hopefully nobody, but you don't care who's there in that moment. Maybe you're cleaning, but it kicks up those endorphins and it keeps you in a mood because your body starts to remember where you were when you heard that song and you fell in love with it. So I'm never gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna go out there and move my body to a running or bicycling or but I can, like, dance around the house and jam to my favorite songs. My favorite, Janet Jackson. And I can put on any of her jams any day and just like boogie woogie woogie till I just can't boogie no more. Now, the other thing that I didn't think about, but I am doing, and I'm doing it every single day. Ooh, there's so much I'm doing every day, but I'm doing it every single day. I'm learning something gloriously useless. Well, I don't know if it's gloriously useless. Like, you can learn about, how to say where's the bathroom in Icelandic, or why do pigeons bob their head. That's useless information that you can share at a dinner party. But um, I started writing articles, and the articles were not useless. I just didn't have a purpose for them when I started doing it. And what I said was, I've had several successes and I'm on this trajectory. How do I document it? So I started doing articles. And then from the articles, I started doing my podcast. And then from my podcast, which I love, I started writing songs. So I'm really leaning into that creative aspect of my life, but it's allowing me to embrace something that could be challenging for me, but embrace it in a positive way. And so it's interesting when you write. My friend Michael LeBlanc, he's a poet. Um, when you write, it takes you to spaces just like songs do. And when you write and you look down on the page, you can see your mindset. And so I can look at a song and say, wait a minute, that's tragic. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm feeling, but that's how it came out. And it's okay. It came out that way. Rip it apart, and you got that bad side out, and then you rewrite it in the version that you want it to be. You want it to be uplifting. You want it to be something that someone else looks at and they become inspired. You want to inspire yourself, because when I write for me. I write. It's almost every single thing is a love letter to me. It's something that I'm going through during that moment, and I want to share it with the world, saying, "All right, this is my lift myself up moment." So I'm writing to lift myself up, to remember that all you need is the faith of a mustard seed to get by. So that I have been embracing. Also kind of excited because my friend Lanier Johnston said, you're good at what you do and you don't know where this is going to take you. And I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm not going to block the blessing. It is going to resonate with someone. God can change your life in one day. It could take one person to pick something up and it fly and soar. So I am always giving it my best and my best effort to be positive. So learn something new that's useless. In my case, I don't think writing is useless. I just don't think that I had a destination for where I wanted to go with it. And then give. I do this all the time. All the time. Give like you already have the corner office. And so I have a spirit of service. I have a spirit of giving. So I'll give you this one example. I was going into Publix, which is our grocery store, kind of like Kroger's or Ralph's, wherever you are in the country, Winn-Dixie. And while I was walking in, this young lady said, "Excuse me, sir, could you buy me some food?" And this was like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. And I'm really cautious of how I spend my money. And I said, I actually ignored her, but I heard her, if that makes sense. So I walked past her. I heard what she said, but I never responded. But when I came out with a bucket of chicken. Like they have fried chicken at Publix, and you get this big family box. And I gave it to her, and this lady that was in a wheelchair looked at me and said, "You're going to be blessed because God knows your heart." And I'm like, "Okay, well, thank you." I mean, I didn't expect her to see it. I didn't even acknowledge the person. Um, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I did hear her and I did do something. But when I handed her the food, I did not wait for a thank you. I just wanted to make sure that she was fed. And the only reason why I heard the other lady is because she saw me walk in and she saw me walk out. So she kind of saw the conversation. And I really believe, and God calls you in different ways. I really believe that woman was struggling and needed that food. And I was told to buy it. And it was like $7.99 for a bucket of chicken at Publix. Like, okay, great. So yeah, I can not drive around the block one day and I make my $7.99 back. So give like you already have the corner office, because giving, compliment somebody, buy a cup of coffee, post something that makes someone feel seen. Giving when you feel like you have nothing, that's how you tell the universe that you're already rich. Because even if I cannot give something from a monetary perspective, I've created my platform, which is UBU Live, which is a call to action for anybody out there that wants to be themselves, that wants a platform to get their product noticed, or to get their services noticed, or to bring awareness to a struggle that someone's having. I want my platform to be that. My platform is not about me. It's about you. It's about connecting you. And hopefully through that connection, someone out there will hear your story. And that could be your next blessing. So I'm giving all the time, whether it's, the chicken, and I don't want to talk about that anymore because I've already said it, or my platform, or just uplifting people or sharing somebody else's post so it gets better reach. Those are things that you can do that cost you nothing, but could, because you don't know what action will create the reaction to help someone get to their next level. You don't know what action will create the reaction to get someone to the next to the next level. Now, a lot of people say rehearse your victory lap um, before you have it, meaning own how you're going to feel when you get that call saying you got that job. Start it now. And that is believing that your life has already turned around. You're just waiting for the phone call. That one's, I think for a lot of us, that one's hard, because you're rehearsing for something, month over month, month over month. And so sometimes your energy is like, today's just not okay. So I want to do both, right? I want to say, rehearse your victory lap, put on that smile, shake that hand, but also recognize that when you are not being your authentic self, when you're not being you and you feel like you're pushing down emotions, lean into it. It's okay to feel the pain. It's okay to feel the disappointment. It's okay to get discouraged. As long as you fall down 7 times and get back up 8, you are winning. So do that. Do that when you can, when you feel and it will become more authentic to you as you continue to do it, right? Have conversations with no hidden agendas. Now, that is my favorite thing. And I'll say it's because I have really good people around me and we talk about nothing. And that's a good thing. Talk about nothing. What'd you do today? Nothing. Okay, what'd you do? Nothing. It is a great way to escape and get into levity and not concentrate just for that moment of that phone call on what your mind is replaying over and over and over in your head. Track your tiny wins. Now, I'm gonna give y'all some tiny, tiny wins. All right. So forget the to-do list. Start with a done list. Woke up before 10. Great, done. Didn't throw my laptop after a rejection email. Done. And progress counts because even when it's petty, because you know, all of us have felt it. There was no better candidate, right? Did I get lost in the application tracking system? This is crap. I want to throw my laptop, through the window after I get that beautifully written automated message that makes you feel like everything that you did to jump through all the hoops, it's really not worth it. But also understand that there is timing. There is timing. And timing means that just because you got a rejection email doesn't mean you're rejected. It really means that they weren't ready for you. And there can come a time when they circle back and say, why did we pass on this guy or girl, woman? Sorry. How did we miss this one? So take your tiny wins so that you can feel as if, okay, I'm happy today that I didn't punch somebody in the throat. Just take it because you wanted to, but you didn't. So be proud. Audit your brain diet. So when I say audit your brain diet, what am I saying? I'm saying that I have an issue with the news cycle, and I watch the news constantly, over and over and over again, and that's not healthy because it's 100% negative. So if you're like a TikTok doom scroll, get away from it because you're looking at all these people in Bali that are doing great, and you're wondering why is my life like this when everyone else is wonderful. Everyone else isn't wonderful. Swap one doom session for a music comedy or something that makes you want to dance in your kitchen. Going back to dancing. Look, I believe that there's something bigger under all of this, and I believe it's not a cruel joke. Every weird, awkward, quiet, or frustrating day in this search is part of a bigger setup. No, it's not. It's part of a bigger It's part of a bigger set up, not a setback. So if we think about that, everything we're going through is setting us up for our purpose. We're learning something about ourselves. We're learning patience. We're learning faith. We're learning that no doesn't necessarily mean no. So just kind of let it go and think every day that you're going through it, you're being set up for something wonderful. Your job right now, become the version of you who's impossible to ignore. That's your only job. Become the version of you that is impossible to ignore. Work on you. So here's the deal. Do one of these things today, just one, because it's too much to do. And I'll tell you which one you should do is the one that resonated with you the most, the one that you remember, because I don't remember all of them. I mean, I kind of rattled them off really quick. I normally don't look back at my cast. So, and as I think about it, and as I think about how these things affect my life, my mind goes in different directions. So use the one that works the most for you. And when you do, I want you to point at your reflection in the mirror or on the microwave and say, I'm not just waiting, I'm training. And when the call comes, I'm ready to run. Because you're not just surviving the season, you're building the launch pad for the next one. Say it with me. Now, last time I had a call and response, it didn't go well because I can't really hear you guys on the response, so it looked weird. But say it with me out there. I can do this. I want you to say it louder. I can do this. And you will. My name is Bill. This is UBU. I will see you all at the top. Now, before I let you go, I do want to mention a few people, that have been instrumental in some of the things that I said that I do. For instance, the conversation about nothing with no agenda. That's with my cousin CJ. We talk about nothing, and it's fun. It is. It's not a. It's just we just talk about nothing, about where we're at today, and it's a very special relationship, and it's growing through me creating this podcast because I didn't really talk to him last year, but we talk like once a week. I think Lanier Johnston. I want everybody to look at Lanier Johnston. Lanier is doing something amazing. On August 19th, which is a Tuesday, Lanier and I are giving a follow-up to a LinkedIn before and after that we did with Christopher Roberson. The part that's so great about it is Chris's profile after working with LinkedIn looked so much better. And she also gave him the tools to do it himself. But she actually did it for him. And then she said, let's wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and let's come back to it. And let's see how you feel now. And then let's make those changes because there's so much information that Lanier has in her mind about LinkedIn and about gathering your searches. She is a good friend and just impeccable when it comes to explaining the features, looking at your LinkedIn profile and saying, hey, why don't we do this? And I'll do you one better because I asked Lanier, I said, hey, can you help Chris Roberson? He's a guy I worked with for 15 years ago and haven't spoken to in 15 years, but he reached out to me. And she said, sure, let's do it in your show. That show was 2 weeks ago. I will leave it in the comments. But she also said, well, why don't we work on yours? And it's very weird because I am a giving spirit. I find it difficult, and someone asked me to try to figure out why that is. I find it difficult to ask people for things. If I don't earn it, I don't want it, but I can ask for things for someone else. I can be an advocate for somebody else, but I don't want to ask someone out there for help. I'll tell them, here's the difference, guys. I will tell them I need a job, but I'm not going to ask them, do you have any connections? So in my small pea brain, they already know. So if they already know I have a need, then why do I need to ask? So there's that. So I want to thank Lanier Johnston, and I think that everyone should connect with her. She's a genius, and I believe that everyone that is within the range of my voice should actually join our August 19th profile redo. So we've already had the reveal, and now we're doing a follow-up, and we're going to actually do more to see which angles did Chris feel as if weren't as tight as he wanted them to be, and then what he would really want to take out. The final thing is I talked about networking, and this has nothing to do with my brother or my mother or people like that, because my brother's my biggest supporter, so everyone knows that. But networking, that is a good point. And I met Lanier through networking, but I also met a really good group of guys. And I'm sorry, I will leave somebody out. But for those of you that know Kenneth Dunner or Americo DaCosta or Just Jax or my main man Jeremy Burdick, and my guy Peter, and my poet, and Michael LeBlanc, these guys are a community of people that really do help uplift the community. I don't know any that well, but I was on his show yesterday, and I loved the Kenneth sent me the invite. Let me see if I can find it. Because I fell in love with it, because my show's called UBU, and his show is called Any is spelled ENY. Any show is called sorry guys, Your Authentic Self. Your Authentic Self. So someone might sit out there and go, oh, UBU Live and Your Authentic Self. That's just kind of a similar vibe. First of all, there's room for all of us at the top, especially for all supporting each other. So I'm going to say that. And when I heard Your Authentic Self, I was just like, oh, this is perfect. Perfect. So Kenneth Dunner, Jeremy Burdick, Peter Muffler, Michael LeBlanc, and everyone else that have supported me. I really want to thank you, because you guys joining on a regular basis, Lisa Fever, again, Just Jack, Aaron Gibson, there are all these people that have supported me, and they are part of the network. And when I say find yourself a network, I mean find yourself a network like I was able to get into. And that network is they're such G's, and they actually uplift. There's no judgment. There's no shame. And we're just here to make sure the next person in the group gets through it. So with all that said, this is UBU Live. Much love to every single one of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for everybody out there, everyone out there that I didn't mention, and those that I did, please forward the information over to those that I didn't. All right. Thank you.